Behind the scenes, it's just you and me.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to be taking a look at the DIY S2400 upgraded screen modification. Super easy, no electronics required. You'll just be doing some very basic stuff and looks pretty decent. So let's check it out. All right, so if we're going to upgrade a screen, there's probably about 3 options. Number one, you could go buy your screen direct from a place like Crystal Fonts or some kind of screen, OLED, etc. supplier. If not, you might instead choose to use one of the eBay sellers, but they tend to be more expensive, right? You got to pay eBay's markup, you got to pay the reseller's markup, or what we're going to do is use these camera lighting filters, and we're going to make our own little custom overlay. As a result, we're not going to have to go inside. We're not going to have to disconnect things or unscrew all that fun stuff. Here you can customize to your heart's content, all non-destructively, as we're going to take a look at here in just a second. All right, well, we're going to get some double-sided tape. We're going to trim some of these filters down to size. And we can put the green filter on like I've got here. Or we can take it off. And let's just kind of run through these and see. I'm just going to go through this pack. So here we go. The light blue looks nice. Maybe if you're an outdoors person, you like the light blue sky, this might work for you. All right, how about this one? It's a yellow one. This is great if you like gold, or if you've got a gold record coming out later this year. This might be a good one for you. It might be a little washed out and pale for me, but it's a start. Next up, we've got orange. We've got a couple of different shades of orange in this pack. This one is okay. I think we got a little bit more nicer and darker ones. I happen to like the darker ones for the screen as opposed to the paler ones. All right, you will sometimes see some of the blue tint from the OLED coming through the filter, but the orange will cut out a lot of that blue. An even darker orange here, and if I was going to go for orange, which I don't mind, but I definitely would pick one of these out of all the filters that I've got here. And that's the nice thing about this. You can change your colors pretty easily if you felt like it. It's not a big deal to change your mind later. All right, this is one of my favorites. Actually, it's the pink one. It looks pinker in the light. It doesn't look as pink as it might look on this video, but I think as a backup one, I'm really fond of this pink one. If you're using the pink filter mod in your studio or on stage or something like that, send me a picture. Something about having a pink filter, a pink screen on S2400 sounds pretty awesome to me. All right, so we've got another one, which is black. Maybe you've got very sensitive eyes or you want to go for that sunglasses indoor look, but I think I'm going to pass on that one. We've got another one. All right, next up, kind of a brownish red, a little bit too dark for me. It's pretty dark in person. Maybe if you're into kind of nature step or something like that, I don't know if you're going to be up for that kind of brown. I'm not. We've also got more of a maroon color. It's also pretty dark in person. The camera doesn't always capture what these really look like, but if you go through it yourself, you can get to see exactly how it looks like in a couple of different lighting scenarios, etc. All right, there's some reds in here, some bright red, rust red, dark salmon, some old school yellows and medium yellows, and there were some other kinds of yellows in here. Here's another one that's, if you wanted to, let's say maybe you make all of your best tracks when you're drunk, but you're trying to give your liver or your lungs or whatever it is you're putting into your body a break. And so you're trying to recreate a little bit of that feel you could use for this. You can use this frosted filter. Other than that, I think I'd have to take a pass on that. This green is another one that I like. I'm kind of fond of the greens. Gives me that kind of craft work terminal feel. I've actually got a little bit lighter green on as well. All right, next up is brown. Brown is a color I don't think I've seen on a lot of screens before. Not a lot of brown OLEDs, LCDs that I've come across. Interesting choice. Could be pretty cool. Some really nice yellows in here that more saturated, again, for that gold record type. All right, light blue. It's a classic. What can I say? If you're applying for a job at Techno Incorporated, you want to put on your blue. For me, I think I'm going to choose a different color, but it is a nice light blue here. Now, this dark blue is pretty dark in real life. It looks very dramatic on video. It does look pretty nice in real life. It looks very nice in real life, but it's also very dark. So I'm going to pass on it, even though I actually really like it. It's just a little too dark in real life. We've got an aqua blue. It doesn't look that much different than the actual OLED screen that is on there. So I'm going to pass on that one. It doesn't really do anything. There's even kind of a nice dark purple that's coming up. It's also very dark, but it looks so dramatic in real life. I think this would have been one of my second choices past the dark green, or maybe right up there with the pink. I just think both of those look really cool. It's fun. There's also some bluish purple. It's mostly blue, a little bit of purple in real life. It looks a little more blue. Okay, and so what you're obviously going to do is cut these down to just about the right size. You're going to cut them down to the size that you want. The size of this screen is 30 millimeters by 60 millimeters. You just want to trim it to something a little bit bigger than that. And of course, you can mix and match some of these colors if you like. And what we're going to do next is we're going to get an overlay for this made out of wood. Now, the easiest way to do this, I would think, is to go find somebody with a laser cutter. If you're in a big city, it shouldn't be too hard to find somebody who's got a laser cutter service or some kind of makerspace that could even probably help you out with this. You can start out with something real basic. That's just your basic rectangle. So if you got a 30 by 60 millimeter hole in there, you can make a border. You can make them a little more asymmetric like I've got here, or you can choose from different woods. I've got a maple. Here's a nice cherry tone. You've got the option to make some more elaborate ones. So this is what I ended up going with, is something that's a little bit more detailed and carved out. If you have a little bit more expertise in this area, you can make some pretty elaborate creations. All right, putting it all together, you're just going to tape your filter to the back of your frame, and you're going to tape your filter and your frame to your LCD. That could be one way to adhere it. You could also use school glue, or even something really permanent like an epoxy if that's what you wanted to do. Of course, it will not be easy to get off if you use an epoxy, so pros and cons of all those different options. And that's it. This is how you can make a fun and easy DIY custom screen upgrade. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video, follow along, share, comment. That means a lot to me. Check out some of my other projects. I'll put a link to the laser cutter files down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time.